Hi, Jason Tushman back here with Spot On Patient Acquisition. Thank you for joining us on episode 9. We hope that you're starting to see us as your source for elective healthcare best practices and patient acquisition. Today we are here to talk to you about lead management and patient scheduling, that really important center part of your patient acquisition process. We do break this up into two different processes, but they're really intertwined, and that's why we're going to talk about them in the same venue today. First and foremost, let's talk about our operating philosophies. There's two things your office really needs to understand when it comes to lead management and patient scheduling. First and foremost, consistency. Utilize the same process every time. It doesn't have to be the same person, but make sure the way that you answer phones, the way that you answer email leads, the way that you schedule is done the same way every time. If you're running a science experiment and you do things different ways, you can't appropriately track your progress and your success. So you have to do things consistently. Second, speed. All right, in business, speed kills. It's the same way in an elective healthcare practice. The speed by which you follow up with your interested patients, the speed by which you get them onto the schedule and into the office is going to allow you to have more success than the next practice down the road. So let's talk about lead management, okay? Best practices, very simple and straightforward things that we need to do here. First, tracking, okay? We've talked about this before. Make sure you know where your phone calls are coming from. It's okay to use unique individual phone numbers per marketing channel in today's environment. It doesn't make a difference on consumers' behavior on whether they're using one number or they have multiple numbers. You'll do fine, and ultimately you'll do better in your ROI if you understand how your marketing dollars are being spent. Second, email. Understand where your emails are coming from. Track them, log them, use software to track them appropriately direct into your practice management system so that you can, again, be able to track performance by marketing channel and by avenue, whether it be phone or email. Response rate, okay, here's where we get into speed. Speed kills with response rate, okay? Make sure you're tracking your response rate to phone and to email differently. Phone means, did you pick up the phone, okay? Generally, most practices in today's environment miss 20% of their phone calls during business hours, believe it or not. You want to track through the same phone tracking system that will give you your trackable numbers what your phone abandonment rate is during business hours, and this includes lunch. Make sure you're answering your phone during lunch. When you're talking about an average gross profit of $2,500 in a lot of elective healthcare practices, you don't want to be missing phone calls, okay, on a per procedure basis. So you want to be shooting for 5% or less on your phone abandonment rate and your email response rate. How fast do you respond to an email lead the minute it comes in from your website or from another marketing source? This should be in minutes, okay, not hours, not 15 minutes, not 20 minutes. You need to have a team and a system in place that allows you to respond immediately, okay? Believe it or not, 90% of email leads can be scheduled within 90% of appointments that get scheduled get done within the first 24 hours with email leads. So if you're not responding to them for immediately and you're taking minutes and hours to get to them, you're going to lose a lot of opportunity. After you've got your response rate, then you have to understand if they're going to a scheduled appointment, you're good. If they don't schedule, what's your follow-up process? When do you follow up with them again? We recommend that you follow up with people, especially email leads, multiple times on the first day, multiple times the second day, then move to a 5th day and a 10th day. Okay? Phone, you're going to set based on the consumer's interest when you should follow up with them. But make sure you've got that follow-up process defined and measured. Let's talk about patient scheduling, okay? Patient scheduling, first and foremost, you got to make sure that you have a calendar that's optimized to get people in within 10 business days, okay? Most practices have the ability to do this. There are outliers that are very fortunate in today's market and have grinded it out to get there that they'd have no choice but to schedule people outside of 10 business days. But you want to do as much as you can to get people into your office within 10 business days, and if you do so, you should be running on new patient marketing, new patient leads, a 70% or better attendance rate, okay? There are some outliers in places like South Florida where it's going to be lower than that, maybe some of your major metro markets, but as a goal, 70% is very much achievable in this environment if you're getting them in within 10 business days. Reminders, reminders, reminders. Use software automation. There's a ton of different services that are out there that can handle this for you. Don't worry about not having the individual touch by people within your practice. You want to make sure you send an email reminder at point of schedule. You want to have email reminders 3 and 1 days before the appointment. You want to have a phone reminder. It's okay to use an automated message. There's services that do it out there today. Consumers are used to receiving confirmations in that manner. And definitely text. Text continues to drive attendance rates higher, or the ability to adapt to the consumer schedule. So make sure you have texting as a part of your process. Another thing, check your ego at the door with respect to cancellations by your consumers. It's okay to reschedule somebody up to 2 times, okay? It's a world that we live in today where people are going to cancel on you last minute. They are, self-involved with their own world. They're not going to be considerate of your time. It's the life that we've chosen. So how you react to that and how you're willing to manipulate that into your schedule is going to allow you to make a lot more money in the long run. You may not notice it on a day-to-day basis, but I guarantee you in the long run, the incremental value of being willing to schedule somebody 2 times, okay, is going to allow you to make a lot more money in the long run. Hope this helps. Look forward to seeing you soon.